Hello everyone, my name is tgspy and welcome to the second episode of my developer playthrough of Fallout the Frontier. If you don't already know, I am the project lead throughout most of the Frontier's lifecycle. I do apologize for the poor audio balancing. Last episode I spent more time focusing on making sure my voice was audible than the actual game. That is fixed for this episode. I do apologize for the incredibly quiet everything else. These crates being here is an issue from the fact that this spot here is 0-0 in the world, and so anything that falls out of the world actually ends up here, which is a little bit annoying, but it happens. That laughing line is really funny, by the way. I really enjoyed it, even after hearing it 50 times.
My mine isn't setting up properly.
Goddamn newbies. Hey, recruit, help him out.
Okay. Probably one of the most annoying things about this scene is the fact that there is a delay when that explosion goes off. I'm never able to properly track down what it was, and so there was always a weird delay. Just unfortunate. Of course, this mission is just a straight up priority, but regardless. The voice actors in this scene really do a phenomenal job. I give my kudos to them, especially the voice actor for Das. They really portrayed the scene as the insane scene it is. Also, the sprite ship explosions projected for this are fantastic.
I'm not just gonna leave him there. I don't know what to do anywhere. This is Henderson. HQ, do you read me? Does anyone read me? Our communication is being jammed. I never imagined it to be us. We're being attacked by the Palatini. Legion shock troops. We don't stand a chance in the current circumstance. On my mark, make way for it. You'd rather stay here? We need to fall back, get reinforcements, blow them all to hell. None of us will stay here. Got any prayers? Just say them now. I'm on. Go to the other end of the bridge, regroup on me. Now! Go! Shit!
Something of unfortunate note is that the Palatini, as mentioned here, are never actually brought up again in the Frontier, which is a bit disappointing if you ask me. I really do like Nigel Suh's voice actor. Roland Van Rose did a fantastic job with voicing Suh. Really fits the character.
Could it really be the courier from the Mojave? You're a long way from home, courier.
Ha! Much more pathetic than I imagined. Let's finish him off.
Not just yet. It's not every day you get to kill a legend. Let's have some fun first.
Yes, suffer.
The reason that yes, suffer sounds weird is because it was changed to a gender-neutral line. It was originally yes, make him suffer, but of course female players would just hear, male pronunciation, so it's just yes, suffer, which does sound a bit weird.
Left or right?
Fuck you.
Now that I have your attention.
The original voice actor for Valerius, this is pretty much the only part that he ever actually voiced. We had two voice actors. One of them was from the voice acting Power Squad, and the other is... I've forgotten his name now. That's really embarrassing. Walliam. So sorry. Walliam did a fantastic job voicing Valerius.
Yeah.
And I will admit, I do enjoy his interpretation of Valerius over the initial voice actor.
I'm not like the typical way.
I don't like any of this dialogue, however, it sounds really corny.
Thomas, bring him in.
Please don't kill me.
Yeah, Osmo's voice actor really did a phenomenal job at this scene as well.
Whether or
It's
not
very
you perish
uncomfortable at
today
times, which is
depends
why we added
entirely
the
on
option
your
to skip
friend.
it. That was a very last-minute addition,
Please, just tell
and
them
I'm
what
very
they want
glad
to
we
hear.
added it.
I think you understand the... I know I said
I
had
don't
all
quite
day,
understand why people
but
think
this
that's a
is
bad
beginning to
thing.
feel
We
like a
added it
waste of
so
time.
people don't have to watch it.
So-
But whatever.
I think I'll forgo the subtleties and just beat it out of you.
The reason he gets up is just due to the inconvenience of the skip.
Sir, a
That we
message
have
for
to
you.
sort
Can
of
this wait?
run through a bunch
I'm a
of
little
script
busy
stuff to
right
get him
now.
to the point
It's
where
from
he's
Darius
ready
Dole,
to be
sir.
finished up.
He says it's urgent.
Shame. I was just getting warmed up. Prep for crucifixion. And deal with that mess.
The
on
prep for
floor.
crucifixion line is the same thing where it was only set up for a male line. Again, it's just the unfortunate reality of using, of being very early on in the development cycle of the Frontier. This was a new addition as well, because the sheer amount of people that could not finish this scene and found it so difficult that they couldn't do it is staggering.
Here is who defies
Also, this is a scene that is very, very... it's a very good idea to use the heat replacer when you're doing this scene, because typically my frame rate on this can be 20, 40, it's sort of 60. We showed this section off so many times, and by the time people actually played it, they probably didn't really care about it all too much. I have played it 50 billion times, and I don't really care about it anymore, to be honest.
From the desert city of the Mojave to the great dam that will soon be ours.
Moloch, the creature, is kind of ridiculous, but I do like the voice acting. I just think it's excessive overacting. I have no idea who the voice actor for that is. It's someone from the voice acting
as the
Power Squad.
courier.
This section, the performance issues in this section are mainly just due to the AI shooting their weapons. Unfortunately, the fire weapons protocol in the AI code is ridiculously unoptimized, and it has some weird issues where it won't run correctly, and it causes major performance issues. So we end up actually removing the NPCs as you go up levels, just to sort of help performance. It's just unfortunate that we have to
Now
do it.
look
See,
upon this creature and all
the
of
game
its
just can't
pathetic
handle
false glory.
any NPCs.
The bear thinks this
Heat
is their
replacer helps
salvation.
immensely
The one we
this scene.
have in
So if you're getting performance issues in really any part of the content, I would 100% recommend using the heat replacer, because it has improved performance for me more than anything has.
Nothing will stop the
aside from
mighty
the
Legion
tick
Bull from crucifying the
I
bear.
cannot tell you how much work heat replacer was. Huge kudos has to go to Jazz, Carrot, C6, everyone that helps. Roy, sort of just everyone that helped with heat replacer, because it is a huge boon to anyway this modern community to have that option to improve
Now
performance
let
so
us show
drastically.
the lowly bear what the skin
Because
of the
initial
beast
attempts
looks
were
like
very
when
unsuccessful.
hanging in the
There
air.
would be constant memory issues. There were some actual memory issues in the Frontier that we could never sort of figure out with the initial builds of the heat replacer that Jazz did. Thankfully, I believe those have all since been fixed, and I'm going to do a quick fix now. So if you do what I do in CSC from the main menu, you won't have a name, and so you can break the section here where the player talks to their sort of corpse, which is funny if you ask me. That has been massively sped up, by the way. This was a lot slower before, but it's been sped up. Devil's Wish sped it up.
We have confirmation that the courier has been captured by the Legion and is being held captive on the east end of the Burnside Bridge.
They've already begun the crucifixion.
Then we have no time to waste. Mouse, what is the status of the fleet?
All vertebrates are at 100%, fully loaded and fueled.
Good. Let's go over the plan one last time before we mobilize. The fleet will be flanking around the Legion's main line of defense, as shown by this line, here. Troops will be directly offloaded into the new Buckman Stadium, here. From there, you will make your way to the courier, destroying any Legion artillery along the way, here and here. Once the courier has been secured, move him to the extraction point, here. A transport vertibird will land to pick up the courier and evac him out of the area. You'll be deep behind enemy lines. Expect heavy resistance. Air support will be provided to you where needed. Hard case. You are my best soldier. I trust you will take any means necessary to bring the courier back alive. Don't fail me.
Yes, sir.
Time is of the essence. Let's move out.
I have to give huge props to Ratboy for the sheer amount of voicing that he did for Blackthorn. We had to do quite a few retakes because the unfortunate way that Blackthorn was written is he tends to write in a lot of long soliloquies and speeches and monologues, and that could be quite difficult for any voice actor to do and to get it sounding the way we wanted it to. So he was incredibly patient with with our constant redos and retakes, and it sounds fantastic in the end. He did an amazing job voicing Blackthorn, and full credit to him, and of course to Action Fighter 11 as well, for everything that he does. I'm of the honest opinion that we never should have included the hard case section to begin with. I think it really sort of kills the role-playing aspect of the game.
Command's launching a diversionary attack while we go in. You figure at least 200 guys are in that attack. Some of them are going to die. And for one guy,
It's not our job to do the math.
Man, how would you like it if you were captured? You'd be begging for us to come rescue you.
it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't have to make sense. You are a soldier. Your job is to kill and follow orders. That's all. So, listen up. We'll be dropping in hard inside the stadium. We'll encounter heavy resistance. But if the initial attack is a success, we'll have a window to reach the courier. This will be our only shot, so let's make it count.
Yes, sir. Let's show these Legion fucks they messed with the wrong guys.
Yeah, whatever you say, big guy. Just make sure you come back in one piece, Sarge.
You know it. All right. This is it. Vertebrate Assault Team, this is hard case. We are a go. I repeat, we are a go. Over and out.
One of the unfortunate realities of the NCR main quest is that sometimes music is played as effects, and so the only way to turn down the music is to turn down the effects. I'm going to turn the voice up, and there we go. I am of the opinion that this whole segment, whilst it is very cool, should have never been in a trailer. because it really does sort of hit home that sort of COD style aspect of the NCR, but at the same time we very openly advertise the NCR as being a very linear COD style playthrough, so anyone that was surprised is that's on them. The armor icon showing up in the bottom left corner is because we use explosions to play screen shake. They just have 0 damage and 0 effects, and they just cause screen shake. This song in particular will be replaced because it is absurd and it's not Fallout. I don't particularly like this moment either. I don't like the if you can't tell, I'm not particularly fond of the first chapter of the NCR, and that's something that sort of the team and I do hold. The first chapter of the NCR is unfortunately a very, perhaps too linear and sort of corridor shooter style thing. Now there was a consistent crash here that was plaguing us for multiple years. Zalandra did a phenomenal job in helping to track down what was causing the crash here, and it was something regarding playgroups. One of the vertibirds here was not loading or something, and it was causing crashes for some people, not for everyone, which is rather annoying. It's one of the unfortunate realities of bug fixing such an old engine and sort of crash diagnosing such an old engine, is that you can sometimes run into these issues that make no sense. And some people can get the crash and some people don't. It's why I'm so adamant in saying that unless you have a real good reason to say so, the issue is on your end. Because most issues can be tracked down, but sometimes it can be just a genuine case of you know, something about your computer is not working the way it should. The vertibird support binoculars were another thing that was causing crashes. Why? We don't know.
You still get to fight?
Never better.
Now, I am going to just run through this because I will be honest with you guys, I sincerely have played through this section more than a dozen or more times, and it is really uncomfortable to play for, you know, dozens of times. This is... I'll stop here for a sec just to talk about it. This section here went through a significant round of bug fixing as well as balance changes pre-release because it was so difficult before that it was just not fun to play, and so we made the whole section basically just an arcade shooter. So these little reinforcement points, we cut them down by like 70% or something, removed like most of them. The number of NPCs that spawn is limited. The player's guns are now really quite powerful, so the front seat, if you'll note, actually ignores DT and DR for this weapon. It is the only time that it sort of actually does that, and we do that specifically because this section can get very grindy otherwise. This is what I mean about this whole section just being closed up. Like all of this section here, all the stadium is just being used as a war zone, and I would have really liked the stadium to be used as a actual Legion base rather than just an empty area, because we wrote quite a bit of lore for the guys in the stadium, for the Legion outpost in the stadium, and new trench textures and new trench models.
You guys don't stand a chance.
You have succumbed to your idiocy and false pride. You've
Something I will note while I'm just looking at the fog effects around me, if you're playing with transparency multi-sampling enabled, you may find the fog looks really blocky and weird. It's just an unfortunate problem of this engine that it can't handle test blend alpha properly. It will sometimes just sort of not work the way it should, and it will sort of clank out if you have transparency multi-sampling enabled. That was fixed in Skyrim. So these howitzers are much easier to deal with in this section, even if for some reason I'm not reacting at all. And because these are a single body part, hitting them in the head makes no difference at all. So you're better just shooting them in the butt, which is hilarious, I know. People are getting crashes here as well, again, unsure why. I'm just a terrible shot. Yeah, so speak of the devil and he will appear. I did actually crash. Pretty much after I said, oh, this area doesn't crash. It's funny how it works that way.
Not like this.
I'm going to be a bit cheaty. I'm just going to come around here. This is where it crashed for me. Looks like these trench ramps are a bit weird here. We'll figure that out. I didn't actually notice that before, but we will fix that up. So you know what, the fact that no one's commented that probably tells me that no one's really played the NCR since release properly, or just didn't notice it. Anyway. Okay. I do wish Edmund had played a bit more of a role. He's sort of just there.
Damn!
The sheer amount of people that didn't realize they had to talk to Mouse is very funny to me. Up we go.
AJ, take
never
Mouse and
mind.
any other. I'll do.
Shows how much I know. Oh lord. Let's go. Even the developers aren't infallible. Well, it's potentially possible I'm just stupid. That's always an option. Don't mind if I do. If you come here, you can actually take out Moloch early, which is always very funny. And he does set himself on fire, which I find really stupid. And it's so silly. So long. Let's get the player down.
6, you alright? I got you. Come on. We're gonna get you out of here.
Copy. Our top priority is to get the courier out of there alive. Everyone proceed to the evac point. I'm sending in reinforcements to keep it
Spider
secured.
fingers.
Our extraction must stay secured in order for the evac vertibird to land.
Oh, man. I don't think he's gonna make it.
You just keep him safe.
You can tell what Hardcase is supposed to be saying is coming out of Hotshot. Again, just one of the stupid things you deal with. Oh boy, that's embarrassing. Clearly, I am really good at this game.
I can't wait to shut this fucker up.
There are a lot of named characters introduced in this mission that I wish hadn't just been used as one-off characters. Tomas is one of them. He could have been quite a cool character.
Take them down.
Please, just die. There we go. Why aren't you coming on down? It's still... Uh-oh, I think I broke it. That's always fun.
6,
Ah,
you
there we go.
alright? I got you. Come on. We're gonna get you out of here.
It's the unfortunate thing about being impatient whilst doing playthroughs.
Copy.
Um,
Our top priority is to get the courier out of there alive. Everyone proceed to the evac point. I'm sending in reinforcements to keep it secured. Our extraction must stay secured in order for the
unfortunately, I have done
evac
this
vertebra to
section
land.
too many times. So I really just want to push through it so I can get to the more interesting
You
parts
just
like
keep
Chapter
him
2.
safe.
Is that the best you've got?
Yeah, and see, grenades are actually doing proper damage now. For some reason before they really weren't doing anything. Destroy the Legion howitzers. Now this battle is a bit of a sticking point for me, because I really... So now it's actually doing the damage it should be. The question of why does the Legion have a tank is because we wanted it to have a tank. They don't need it.
Fall back! Fall back! Jesus! How in the hell did the Legion get a tank working? Hard tank! That tank needs to be destroyed. Tank buster drops can now be requisitioned. Use them to penetrate the armor on that tank.
Affirmative.
Cool. That fire attack is actually the most annoying attack it does. It's really quite frustrating. That being said, I significantly reduced the amount of time it actually takes to do this battle. So now it takes a couple, or as it should. I know what's happened. So we did a rework of damage system, or MIG-whip damage system, and I don't believe it's properly accounting for the Brazen Bull at the moment. So I'm just going to kill it, because initially tank busters, once I get out of the explosion range here, just cut over here. The Brazen Bull used to take like 20 shots to kill, and I think that's why people are still annoyed at it now. But I did change it before release, or slightly after release, to only require 2 or 3, because initially it did take far too many, and it's a very frustrating fight, especially when there's no ammo or health. And Legion guys would spawn here infinitely as well. This whole first chapter can be very difficult at times, and so I'm glad we have actually made it less insane. Again, I would like to do more to change it, but we'll see. That's get out of here. Now, the reason there are black screens there is actually not a bug. It's an intentional way to sort of cache the area into memory before we actually start loading the player into the area. So we spin them in a little circle just to sort of start loading things around the area. This is it's actually very stable and very performance friendly at the moment. So I'm very happy with that. A lot of that is thanks to the major performance changes we made over the last few years.
I can't safely land here in this blizzard. It's too risky. Are you sure? We won't be able to pick you back up or provide air support. Roger that.
But, hard case.
You don't have to come with...
You know...
Well, all right then. Bring all of the provisions you can carry.
I do believe there are supposed to be hard case lines there, but they weren't added for some bizarre reason. A lot of the sort of back and forth lines that were pretty much only prevalent in this chapter made it really, really difficult to sort of work through all of hard cases lines because it was constant back and forth and it was a bit of a nightmare. So I always recommend picking this stuff up.
Hard case.
Don't talk. I'll get you patched up. Just conserve your energy.
Yeah. Sweet.
Mouse.
Alright, come on.
Get
Get
some, you Legion fucks.
this out of the way. This is a very easy fight, mind you. It's not too difficult. In all honesty. I will admit, I do quite like the flares in the background. Add a nice little ambience to it.
That's right. We're right.
Again, this track in the background is another track that we will not be keeping in future versions of the mod. It's good to see the grenade launcher actually doing the damage it should, which is nice. Because for some reason initially before it was really didn't do any damage at all, but now it's doing its proper damage, which is quite nice. I have to give a big thanks to Filmyork, who I'm definitely mispronouncing the name, who did a great job fixing up a ton of weapon meshes for us and helping to fix it all up. Are these guys stuck there, or am I stupid? Nope. I think I'm just waiting. Yes, he is on the team officially now to help do a lot of the armor stuff officially. The weapon stuff officially, rather. Sorry.
Foreshadow.
Come on, I'm only getting warmed up.
And then you just sort of wait. Again, this is not difficult. It's just very long and tedious. I don't like the wave battles in the NCR.
Come on, I'm only getting warmed up.
There we go. This part broke quite a lot for people, and I don't know why, because I've only really ever had it break once.
Had enough? Had enough? Come on. Had enough? Fuck! Come on! You like I'm that? Not finished yet.
This just went on. This goes on for too long.
Get warmed up.
There we go.
Come on! You all to hell!
Oh, that motion blur is kind of absurd. So why does he have a Ranger Sequoia? That's a great question. I don't know the answer. I'm sorry. It looks cool, I guess. Again, a lot of the issues that people have with the first sort of chapter of the NCR is issues that we've sort of had for quite a long time, and you know, they're all valid. They're all valid. These are all genuine issues. This is cool, but it's definitely not Fallout. It's COD, which is understandable, and it's fine.
You put on quite an impressive show. It's a shame you chose the wrong side, however. Nothing.
And we made this zoom up a lot shorter. In fact, it probably won't last nearly as long as it usually does. And that's the end of chapter 1. And thank the gods for that. See, now the music was delayed in playing, which I think is funny.
Prep this patient for emergency surgery.
The surgical ward is at max capacity, Doctor.
Make room for this one. Blackthorn says he's top priority. We're losing him! Defibrillators now! He's still losing too much blood. Another blood pack, stat!
We don't have any more blood packs.
Take one from one of the other patients.
I do quite enjoy this scene. It's quite nice, and in terms of the cutscenes, it's fun.
What?
It's a bit cliche,
What about him?
but at the same time,
just going
all the
to let
voice
him
actors
die?
do a pretty good job.
I'm sorry. I'm just following orders.
Yeah, okay. See you.
Doctor, there are patients dying out here. Why aren't you treating any of them?
All of our resources must go to the courier. Blackthorn's orders. We don't have enough supplies to treat everyone else.
This is madness. All of these soldiers are gonna die for this one person.
Screw Blackthorn's orders. These men deserve better.
Nurse, get the MPs in here. I can't tolerate this crowd.
How is the courier doing?
He appears to be in stable condition. I expect he'll make a full recovery.
Good. Some good news finally. I heard there were some troopers giving you trouble.
Nothing the MPs couldn't take care of.
You did a fine job following your orders, Doctor. I understand morale is low and some may question my orders. But we all need to focus on what will help us move forward.
I just hope this was all worth it. We used what was left of our medical supplies, and many patients died while waiting to be treated.
We all had to make sacrifices. I believe the courier can make a difference for us. Something we lacked.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, General Blackthorn. We don't even know anything about this courier. We've heard no more than folklore about his exploits. Furthermore, we sacrificed more than what any one person's life could possibly be worth.
I'm sure if we give him the chance, he'll prove to be our most valuable asset.
So there's been a lot of discussion regarding the NCR about how much the courier is sort of set up as this mythical figure. And I do agree that I think it's a bit egregious at times, especially sort of in these scenes where we're setting up the player as this
At least
almost
another couple days or
deity-like
so.
figure.
Depends on how well some of
I
his
don't think it
injuries
really
heal up.
works.
Notify me
I think
as
the
soon
player
as
has
he's
to be
ready.
kept at sort of neutral
sir.
level. Otherwise, it becomes a bit meta at times.
Easy. Easy there. Take it slowly. How are you feeling today? You feel alright? Do you know where you are? Good. Now, what do you remember before you woke up here? Good, good. When you were first brought in here, you were nearly dead. You died several times on the operating table. Both your arms and legs were broken by what appeared to be blunt force trauma. You suffered a skull fracture, punctured lung, some fire abrasions. The Legion weren't going easy on you. It's only been about a week, but you seem to be healing up a lot faster than normal. I'm gonna try to stand you up. We'll take it slowly. Alright, it looks like you can hold yourself up. I think you're ready to get back at it then.
Alright, I'm going to call this episode finished here. Thank you all for watching. I'll have some more episodes soon. Thank you all. See you next time.